you should not use your biscuits these like this. You should try to
Early.
hold them as long as you can,
Mhm.
since they do more the lower you are. And it's pretty important for Gragas since you really wanna use your spells, right?
I blind pick. I think I blind pick this top laner, and I wanted to know.
Gragas, yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
and I wanted to know which, like for example, which champions could I blind pick in top lane in the majority of the games, because mostly of I had a feeling that I blind pick a lot, and I was wondering what champion could I blind pick in top lane, for example,
Mhm.
for AD and AP.
Yeah, we can start with that. I don't think Gragas is a bad blind. So I do think Gragas is pretty good blind. Reason why I think Gragas is a good blind is that he has good tools to deal with counter picks. Like you have good wave clear, you have range, you have good escape, right? You have good CC. You can go a bit tankier with like Rod of Ages and Grasp even. You have a lot of flexibility in your builds and runes, you know? So
Yeah,
Gragas is a very like flexible champion, and if you're thinking of a blind pick, that's kind of what you want. You want a champion that's like self-sustaining, that can like be fine by himself. So for AP, most AP champs are very good blinds. Rumble is a good blind. Gragas is a good blind. Kennen is a pretty good blind. You know, so
Mhm.
these are pretty good AP options for blinding. For AD, I think Chase is pretty good. Renekton is a pretty good blind as well. I think for tanks, Udyr is a fine blind as well. I think Darius and Olaf can be blinded in solo queue as well.
What about Rek'Sai? Is it good as a blind pick
So
too? Or
Rek'Sai is quite good as a tank. Yeah, you're probably gonna be fine. You'll be stuck under turret in some matchups. I think some things like Renekton Darius is pretty hard. Darius Rek'Sai, I mean. Like playing Rek'Sai versus Darius is not easy at all. Just because like he has very strong all in, he can pull you out of your tunnels and stuff like this, you know. So,
Mhm.
and Rek'Sai needs to have access to the wave. Like you need
yes,
to
to
be able to
heal.
hit the wave so you can heal, right?
Mhm.
So Darius is very strong at keeping you away from the wave, so you don't get to heal as much. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I know, I understand.
So yeah, for AD blinds, I would say these four. For tank blinds, I think Udyr is the best. I think Rek'Sai is okay, but there's so much of that's a bit scary. Like Darius is good into Udyr as well, but it's not as easy for Darius. Like Udyr can win that matchup. Like Udyr can poke and escape and be fine. Rek'Sai is a lot harder to play versus Darius, I feel like. But Rek'Sai is not a bad champ. Rek'Sai is very strong.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think Gragas is bad. But of course, some games you need AD. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of like Aatrox blind. I think it can lose a lot of matchups. I think Jace blind is just good because it's a ranged champ, and the things that like counter him, one, a lot of people don't play. Like Irelia, people don't play it. Like there's not that many people playing Irelia, you know. There's some one tricks, but
Mhm.
there's not that many. And then people will go stuff like Malphite, but it's like fine, you'll still just farm and you're Jace, you know, you'll carry the game later and stuff like this. Darius and Olaf, I think, are good blinds because they don't really have bad matchups, you know? Like, enemy top can lock in Vayne, of course, but that's no matter what you're picking, enemy can lock in Vayne, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
I think those are pretty good for that reason. They're gonna either go even or win every melee matchup, so like if you pick Darius, enemy goes like Renekton, you're gonna win. They go Aatrox, you can win. Like whatever they go, you'll be fine. So yeah.
Okay.
But you should try to get counterpick as a top laner. But of course, people don't swap all the time.
Yes.
But you should try. So yeah. One thing I wanted to mention for Gragas, because you're mainly Gragas, and I see some things that I don't agree with. So,
Mhm.
Rod of Ages is very good. Seraph's is also very good. But the thing is, Cosmic Drive is really good. on Gragas.
Yeah, I was in that game. Like in the last game, I was like testing that build with the Seraph and
Okay.
Rod of Ages. I'm not a big fan. I like more the boss build, like building books and then Cosmic Drive.
Yeah.
I think you can hit the spike better.
So I'm gonna tell you like my read on it, because I'm also a Gragas player. I have like 500 games of him, and I think that all of the builds are good, and this is what makes Gragas really good. I think that going face rush every game is just troll, and I'll explain like when you should go grasp. But yeah, face rush is good, of course, but I think you should go face rush, comet, or grasp. You know?
Yeah.
I think they're all good. And so versus Olaf, face rush is very good.
Must.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Face rush is a must. There's no point to go comet, because he's just having sustain anyways, and you need face rush to counter his slow. And going grasp doesn't make sense, because you can't walk up and hit him. You have to poke him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if face rush is a must, isn't Cosmic Drive also good?
Yeah,
right.
It is.
So I always like Cosmic Drive versus champs like Olaf, champions like Jax, champions where I just want CDR and kite them, you know? That's when I really like Cosmic Drive. So this is a good game for Cosmic Drive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then let's see if we can find like a grasp game. Because like again here, face rush makes sense. When you're playing versus Set, it makes sense to go face rush. You can E him full combo and run away before he can E you, right? And versus Darius, it makes sense as well to have face rush. Here against Olaf again, makes sense. When you're playing versus stuff like Sante, you are fine. No?
Yeah.
Don't you think this matchup is completely chill?
Well.
When I play,
I think the only thing, like when he outs you and he all needs you, you have face rush. It's like you can escape from him.
Okay, but if you have grasp, you have fucking 100 extra HP, and you have overgrowth extra HP, you are not gonna die. Because in this matchup, I would play it to just smack him with W the whole laning phase. No?
Okay, yeah,
you out sustain Sante really fucking hard. You agree?
Yeah.
So in this game, I don't see why you wouldn't just go grasp and go the Roa build. Legit, with grasp and overgrowth, right, and scaling health, and then Rod of Ages, Gragas has 4,000 HP. You know? You have 4,000 health, and your passive scales of health, you know? So your passive heals you so much, and I see that you never played with grasp, so you don't know how strong it is in lane, I assume. But
yeah,
you will legit fist him. I promise you, you will skill W, and you will smack the Sante off cooldown, and you will just stomp him, and you'll have so much HP. And in this game, you have like 3k health, you will have 4k health if you go Roa, and you just go Roa, and then you can build the same build. You can still go Cosmic Drive, I don't care. My idea between Cosmic Drive or Seraphs is that if I think that enemy has like a one-shot team comp, right? Maybe let's say they have like Malphite, Vi, Nico, right? Then they want to one-shot, right? Then I think like Rod of Ages and Seraph is pretty good. You know? But here, if you just want to kite them, I think Cosmic Drive is good. But that doesn't mean you can't go Roa and that you can't go Grasp. You know? You can still go Grasp. Cosmic Drive is like a mini face rush, right? So,
yeah.
But yeah, like in this type of matchups, where you're just getting grasp procs the whole laning phase, it's so fucking OP. And you gotta think about like, look at the runes that you'll have, right? So, if I go grasp, right, I get grasp, which gives me more health, and every time I auto attack, I will heal, and then I also get health, right? I will go demolish. So I'll just get plates and one-shot turrets on side lane as well. And then I can go either this for perma trading or this for more scaling, right? I prefer this one because if I'm going grasp, I'm going to fist fight all the time. So I can get grasp stacks, you know?
Yeah.
And then I go this one because it works with my scaling health. And then this. And then you're going to go CDR shard. I hope you play that on Gragas. I don't know what you do,
of course.
Yeah. And then you can either go this and this. or you can go this for more early game. You know? And you're just fighting all the time, and you legit get 100 grasp stacks, and you have so much health. I promise you, you will feel unkillable, and then in team fights, you're gonna feel like you can do whatever you want. You can go for aggressive E's, you can do whatever you want because you cannot die. So yeah, like, I agree, Phase Rush versus Olaf, 100%. Phase Rush Darius, 100%. Phase Rush Set, 100%. I agree. I would also do that. But versus things like Ornn, things like Sante, especially Sante, I don't think Phase Rush is as needed. I also think that versus Renekton, being more tanky is also better than Phase Rush. And you can just perma hit him with Grasp. And you're really undervaluing Grasp, I think. Like, yeah, I understand you watch Baus Gragas, and yeah, Phase Rush is really funny, but in the sense of like winning and being strong, I think Phase Rush is mainly needed versus like Jax and these things. But even versus Jax, I think Comet is really nice too. Because the thing about Jax is you will E him when he Qs you, correct?
Yeah.
So versus Jax, you're maxing Q, I hope.
I max Q. Yeah. I max Q every matchup. Actually.
Yes. So you have Q max. So just listen to your logic, right? You have Phase Rush to kite the Jax, right? But you're maxing Q, which means you're playing poke, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're Qing Jax. What is his counterplay?
Jumping.
Right.
Jumping,
and then you will E him. Why do you need Phase Rush versus Jax?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Just imagine in your head, right? He will jump on you. You will push him back and click away. Why do you need Phase Rush?
Yeah.
Right? Jax needs items, right? Jax wants to get to Merc Freds, correct?
Yeah.
Jax wants to get to Mercs. He wants to get to his items. So, shouldn't you go Comet and Runes to fist him, right? Shouldn't you go Comet and Scorch and fight him and poke him so he can't get his items? Imagine you're playing Jax, and the Gragas, every Q that hits, he has 40 extra damage on it. Every single one. Isn't it so much harder to play?
Yeah.
Because, like, you need Phase Rush versus Olaf and stuff. I agree. Yes, you do. You do not need versus Jax. All you're doing versus Jax by going Phase Rush, you make it easier for him to play. Because he can't get on you anyways. You know? Like, only thing that I experienced that Phase Rush did is like, if I start to beat Jax, I can E on him more. Like, you can E on him and run away. But that only happens once you're winning. And I'm saying you get to the winning point more by playing what you played here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I would just go Phase Rush a little bit less. Like, in these Darius games and stuff, it makes sense, 100%. But if you're just poking with Q, then Comet is just really good. Because, like, here, for example, a lot of Olafs, they will want to stand past the wave and, like, stop you from entering the lane and try to deny you melees. Because you need to have E to disengage, right?
Yeah.
So you can't Q for farm and stuff like this. So if he's in the wave, you should invite him to fight you. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you don't want to push versus Olaf, right? Because he could, like, all in you. So, if I'm playing now, and he's standing like this, I would just stand on my melees. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if he walks up here, then I'm just going to run here, and then I'm going to fight him on my casters. And if he fights me on the casters, I'm going to proc Phase Rush and run away. And then he's tanking the whole wave, and then it's pushing into me really quickly. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Like here, right? He's hitting you and doing this. So then you just proc Phase Rush, right? Here, you can just auto him again and run. This is so good. Look at this fight. This is so fucking good. You agree?
Yeah.
Like, you won the trade, and you out-sustain. And here you're gonna get level 3. And he can't fight you because you have wave on your side. So right now, if I'm you, I'm like very cocky, you know? Like, I wanna look to trade.
Okay.
So when I get E up here, you see he lost the caster there, right? So on this melee here, for example, you should fight him. I would look for a burst combo here.
Okay.
Yeah, so like when he does that Q, I think that you should not be standing where you're standing. You should be here, and then you could still get the cannon with your Q, and then smack him. And run away with face rush. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying like it was such a big mistake by him to crash second wave, because he can't even recall on it, so he's just now getting slow pushed against, and he can't interact with you. You know? He can't like run you down or do anything. See, it seems like you're not like thinking about this. Like if I'm you now, I'm thinking I want to be healthy for the bounce, but I also want to make sure that he's low. Because if I make him low, he is fucked. Because I'm gonna crash like this wave together with this wave, or I'm gonna crash 3 waves together. Right?
Yeah.
And he cannot recall because he has to farm in the turret. And I can recall whenever I want if I crash. And he's just gonna get poked and poked under his tower too. And I'm gonna have items if I want as well. And it's GG, no?
Yeah. He doesn't even have TP, so
Yes.
I think he doesn't have TP.
Yes, he doesn't. So if he is good, he should save his health so that he is healthy on his bounce. So you shouldn't be giving him farm for free. He should be like standing here queuing. But even then you could walk up and take a short trade here and then back out, right?
Yeah.
And I just feel like you're not trying. Look where you are.
Yeah.
You should not use your biscuits these like this. You should try to
Very.
hold them as long as you can. Since they do more the lower you are. And it's pretty important for Gragas since you really wanna use your spells, right? Look your mindset. You never change your playstyle. Right? That's a big problem I see when I'm watching you play. Like when I'm playing, I have these things that happens that makes me change. When I see here, Rengar is full clearing to top. And I see that he's walking through Tribush. I know Rengar is here. Right?
Yeah.
Normally, if I'm playing Gragas versus Olaf, normally if I'm standing here, it's a lot dangerous than over here, right? Because if he trades with me once and I lose my face rush, he can run me down the next time, right? Make sense?
Yes.
So normally my goal here is to play it safe and try to crash the wave or try to make him push me in again. But I have Rengar. So if Olaf all-ins me here, isn't it good?
Yeah. But
Right?
I think but like changing randomly your playstyle, it doesn't give up some information about
But
my jungle.
But okay, if you walk up here, you will just get to trade with Olaf, right? Let's say Olaf decides to play safe because of what you're saying. Let's say you run at Olaf here. He can't run away, right? If he clicks here, you'll still get the trade, correct? So Olaf will lose this HP. You agree?
Yeah.
If you E him and Q him normally. Okay. Let's say Olaf thinks, what the fuck? Gragas is crazy or is Rengar here? Then Olaf runs to here, but you get to crash the wave. And Olaf is this HP, and you can just stay and poke him under turret, no?
Yeah.
Or you
yeah,
can
that's
recall for items and TP back and then poke him. Whatever you want, you can do it. So it's a win-win, no? Now, if you play safe, because you don't want to reveal Rengar, then you're gaining nothing unless Olaf kills himself. So like, if I'm you here, I am just reminding Rengar that Vi is here, you know? So just ping Rengar to back off. Like, Vi doesn't know where Rengar is. Like, Vi knows that Rengar is here or base. So if you just act like Rengar is here, and Rengar bases, he gets a large advantage, no? Because Vi will stay here. So if you just like keep acting like Rengar is here, but Rengar just bases, you guys are like automatically winning. Don't you think if you get a massive trade here, you can just dive this guy?
Yeah, that's something I don't do a lot. Like, use pings for my jungler. Like I don't, I don't ping at all.
Because what I'm thinking right now, if I'm you, is I want to make this guy fucking low and make top a banger because I have a Rengar who's very strong, right? I think if I have Rengar, it's a very strong champion, right? If I think I have Shyvana, I think the game is lost. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know? So I think, oh, I have level 6 Rengar here. I want to fight top. Right? I think Olaf is a bad champion if he gets one-shot. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can we one-shot him? Yes. I am full AP Gragas. I have a lot of burst. And I have a fucking Rengar. So, on this crash here now, I will poke him. And then next time I have face rush, I will do an ulti combo. But here, you just keep up the push. That's good. Do you know where Vi is? No, you don't. So that's a bit sad. Because this wave here, they could look to gank you. You ward, which is good. In my opinion, I want to play my lane aggressive now. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, if I want to play my lane aggressive, is this my best ward?
No, it's better in the near the entrance. Near the entrance or
like just more down in the river, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would ward like here, you know?
Okay.
This is pretty good because then I will still see here, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like here, if you're afraid of warding how I'm saying because you would face check Olaf, right? Then why don't you wait for your face rush?
Yeah, you're right.
Because what I'm scared of now is I want to stand here and fight and push and play aggressive, right? You're gonna crash this wave and poke him, correct?
Yeah.
Right? That's what you want to do. Okay. But if I have vision here compared to here, I can get ganked easier, right? Because if your team is doing what they're doing, look what your team is doing. If your team is doing this, and Vi doesn't show anywhere, right? Vi doesn't show on Dragon, Vi doesn't show on bot lane, Vi doesn't show on mid, Vi doesn't show on this ward, Vi doesn't show on red, Vi doesn't show on this ward. Where the fuck is Vi?
She must be topside.
Exactly, she must be topside. So you need to play with the mindset that you're gonna get ganked. That doesn't mean, oh, I have to play AFK. It just means I need to ward and adapt. So at this point of the game, you should start to think about, okay, how do I snowball this? Because you're strong, right? So for example, in this case, I see you don't buy pink ward.
I don't buy any pink ward actually.
Yeah, I don't either. I buy like a 1 or 2 or 3 pinks every game.
Yeah,
I don't buy many pinks. See, I buy 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 2, 1. Because I buy them when I think they're useful.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Here, I think it's useful. Because in game, I'm thinking, what's going on? Is what I'm thinking now. I think Vi is going to go top. I have no flash. We are playing for Herald. That's what I'm assuming, right? Rengar is going to go to top camps. He has no camps up, right? And no ulti, so he's going to go to top camps. We are going to fight Herald, because it's up in a minute, and Rengar will have ult for it, so we should fight it. We're winning, right? So I want to push the next top wave, because I want to go to Herald, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So isn't buying pink ward here, and placing it here, very useful? So I can push without dying?
Yeah.
So here, I would go for a deep wave, because it's still a while until Drake. See? Look, it's still a minute. So I would go for another top wave. Because you see everybody, so you can't really die.
Okay.
Like, your team is still dead, and it's like 50 seconds till Dragon. So I would run it down top lane here. Because the deeper you take the waves, the better, because you'll get more time, right? The problem with you now grouping for Dragon or whatever the fuck you're doing, if Olaf starts going here and pushes, you will lose your turret. If you commit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if you remove the next top wave, and then you group, he can't get your tower. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why are you walking, right? This is a really bad idea. Why are you walking from top lane? This is where you were. You're walking from here to a fight that's here. Do you think it's realistic that this fight is still happening when you get there?
No.
No. So why don't I just pressure the other side of the map, make Olaf respond here, and then I can go mid, and then I get so much tempo, no?
Yeah, that's a bit, yeah.
Because now you're fucked. Because if you now go mid and Olaf keeps pushing here, and then they send one guy here to defend, then you will lose top turret. And if you go here to clear this and then back up to top, that's so stupid, right? That's like just a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's just, you should always assume they're gonna send some guy mid here. So you're never getting the tower. If you're trading this for this, then what you're doing is good. But you're not trading it for top turret, because there's always one guy that's gonna come and clear this wave. And then now you have to ask yourself, can my team defend without me? If yes, you keep going. If not, you can rotate down. In this case, you also have teleport. So here you see your team, they don't have to deal with a wave, there's no wave left. So you stay top, this is fucking good. Now you're making the game so disgusting for Olaf, because he has to sit top for such a long time now. And you have TP up. Like, you're hacking right now. He is stuck top lane, and you can TP to whatever this is whenever you want. And you beat him 1v1. So right now you're so OP. You should just flash on Kassadin if you see an angle. Yeah. Why don't you buffer your R? You know?
I don't know. Yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. In the middle of the in the middle of the.
Yeah. But also in these cases, when you want to go on this guy, I like to E here and then flash here.
Okay.
You're disrespecting this Kassadin a lot right now. Like, if I'm Kassadin, right, and I see a Gragas running at me, I am ulting. Right? Look Kassadin.
Yeah.
He has ulti here. How stupid don't you think here? Like, don't you feel here if he just ulted here?
No, I will random, like, it will just escape.
Yes. So if you're going to flip that Kassadin is too bad to ulti your E-flash, then at least E on Olaf. So it's harder to react.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if you're Eing here, and, like, if you're really good here, like, at the game and Gragas, you E at Olaf, and you see if this guy's ulting, and if you see he's not ulting, then you flash on him. With your army there, you know?
Yep.
That is the correct way to play this. Now you're just hoping that Kassadin is bad. Like, this is so easy to R as Kassadin. Sucks your team didn't wait for you to get Nash. Unlucky.
Yep.
This is kind of greedy. Like here, because you use your TP in this fight. And this is Sol, no? Or is it not? Like, this Drake is pretty important, is my point. Your team just got Nash, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go bot here, you're late to Dragon. You agree? Because you're still dead. It's not like you're bot now. If you're bot now, while your team is basing, it makes sense, right? To be bot?
Yeah.
But, like, your team is gonna go mid now for Dragon, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Look how shit the map looks now. Imagine enemy team goes 5 people mid here for Dragon. Okay? Just imagine it. And you are bot. Isn't it shit, the map? Aren't you now risking your team gets engaged on?
Yep.
Should your team have to play safe here when we want to set up Dragon and we're the winning team with Nash?
Yeah, that's
You should want your team to play aggressive now, no? But you are bot lane. Enemy team has Vi, who can just press ulti and start a fight, right?
I should group and face check with Mokai.
Yes. When you are late now, right? You're coming on the map with your team. You don't have the luxury to go bot here, especially with no TP. This wave is not that important. You guys should just group as 5, give enemy no engage or time to make a pick, set up vision, whatever, and then you can push out bot. You know? You can get Dragon, you can push out bot, then you can do whatever you want. But like this, if the Drake is important, I don't like to do this. If you're on the map before your team, you can do this. But when you're coming here, and whole enemy team can be mid, I think it's very greedy. Again, think about how am I going to win the game, right? What does this give you? Look what you're farming bot. It doesn't give you level 16, so it's not like it makes your ulti stronger. It doesn't give you an item, because you're not going to base. So all it does is it makes your Maokai now face check without you. It makes a fight possible to happen before you get there. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now enemy team gave your team Dragon Start and Control, even though you are on side lane with no TP. But yeah, I mean, that's the game. I think your Gragas is pretty good though. I just think you fail to adapt when different things are happening. Like, you play the same way no matter what.